St. Louis is a city rich with museums. Some might even say we have more than our fair share, but you can never have too much of a good thing, especially when it shines a light on our city, which is exactly what the Neon Museum of St. Louis does, quite literally, illuminating along iconic Route 66, where nostalgia gets a little extra voltage. If you've ever driven down Choteau near the intersection of Grand and thought, if only this road had a little bit more pizzazz, just come back on one of the 4 nights each month that the Neon Museum of St. Louis is open, and you'll witness the glowing love letter to vintage and contemporary neon. Over the past couple of years, artist Deborah Katon has evolved what started as a temporary pop-up exhibit into a permanent home of electrified historic art.
I like to call it the intersection of art and of history and of science.
You might be wondering how one becomes an executive director of a neon museum. And for Deborah, it was the perfect timing of skill and space. As an established artist, Deborah was known for her work with glass blowing. With such a niche medium, it was through connecting with other similar artists that she began to utilize neon and other gases in some of her contemporary pieces. Utilizing her late husband's shop space, which once operated as a cafe/antique motorbike shop, she had ample room to house her larger pieces and soon began to invite other artists to showcase their work as well.
There's not a lot of neon vendors around anymore. It's dwindling. So we use the history of neon and the exciting science part to introduce people to contemporary neon work, which has been going on since the material was being used starting in the 1910s.
Neon traces its origins to the late 19th century when British chemists discovered invisible gases that, when trapped and electrified in glass tubing, created a vibrant glow that would soon captivate the world. By the 1920s, a Parisian engineer had transformed neon into a commercial marvel. It soon became a symbol of urban allure, adorning everything from bustling Times Square to nostalgic motels along Route 66.
We call everything neon, even though we do use other noble gases in the process. If you look at a clear tube and it's red inside, that's neon. If you look at a clear tube with blue inside, that's argon.
The shades in between are created utilizing other noble gases and/or a phosphorescent coating inside of the glass tubing.
And so that's the mad science stuff, where you hook it up to what we call a manifold, which is like a plumbing line with different lines coming out and on and off, only it's all glass. And in different canisters, we have different gases, and you can adjust the pressure. And then we make a vacuum inside of the tube to get all of the outside air out so we could fill it. And that involves bombarding it with high voltage.
That's a lot that goes into the process.
And then we hook it up to high electricity. So that's just the beginning.
With such a precise and lengthy process, it's no wonder signs are now largely being replaced with more convenient lighting methods, like our famous Anheuser-Busch Flying Eagle sign being rewired with LED lights. But places like the Del Mar Loop, who received international recognition for their neon signage, remind us of an era when giant glowing signs once guided the way.
Route 66 it's been coined the Neon Highway. So we're the only neon museum directly on the Neon Highway, I believe. I should check my sources.
I checked, and aside from the Neon Park at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, I think she is correct in the museum's claim to Route 66 fame. But even if there are other neon destinations out there, according to Deborah, it can only create positive effects.
Nobody leaves here like mad, angry. You don't go, oh, hate that neon. That's why bars are filled with it. It gives you dopamine. I encourage people to buy art and to live with neon because it makes you happy.
For Living St. Louis, I'm Brooke Butler.